Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome again to my channel. Okay, so in the last section, we were working on this hero landing over here. So now, in this video, we are gonna be focusing. Let me just zoom out. We're gonna be focusing on the about section along with this preview section here. If it doesn't take long, probably we'll even do this feature list, what you call it, feature section here as well. So again, let's not waste time and let's get to it. So I still have my project here open in VS Code. So right beneath, if you were following me, right beneath where it says end of section hero, uh, I'm gonna create another div here, which is gonna be the about div. So I'm gonna name it section about. Okay, so I'm gonna give it an ID of about. Okay, then I'm gonna make, so that I do not forget, I'm gonna create a container. Okay, all right, so the about section isn't that complicated. We just need this header and some sample text and a button. So the background color of it is going to be this here. So I'm going to copy that. Then I'm going to come to the CSS, what you call it. In fact, you know what? I think, you know what? Let me do this. Right below where it says text, right at the top where it says, actually below the body tag, body selector there. Let's just give this main BG color. So we're gonna give any, because there's a number of sections where I use that particular color quite a number of times. So if you check, it's gonna be here and then down here as well, and I think also by the footer. So I'm just gonna create one particular um, what you call it, CSS selector there, and then what we will do is say background color, which is gonna be that, and save it. So all we have to do is just um, add this particular ID to any element. So let's do this, right? And then here we just had a h1 tag, and then again, remember, we're gonna say main font, and then we're gonna say display 5, and then we're just gonna say about, and then the text, we will just say text white. Let me see. Another thing I want to do, excuse me, I'm going to give a bootstrap class which is going to be padding from top to bottom, which is going to be py. And there we're just going to say 5. Okay, so let's see how it looks. Okay, it's there, but it's not working. All right, so I think, you know what, let's change this from an ID to a class instead. I'm gonna just copy that. I know I said that the main font and the second font was going to be the last classes I create, but I think let me just add that one, that last one. So it's going to be main BG color, and then let's change it from an ID here within CSS to a class selector. So let's just come back here, refresh. Okay, so there we have it. So now we're just going to add some simple text right beneath where it says about. I think that's all we need to add there, including the button. So we're just going to add some sample text and then the button. Okay, we're just going to come here, and right below this we will just add a p tag. So we'll say p dot lead By the way, the lead class is also a Bootstrap class, so just in case if you didn't know, Lorem. And then let's just give it about 25 words. I'm just gonna put them on separate lines so that we can see what's going on. Okay, I'm gonna save that. Let's check it out. Sorry about that. Give it a class of text, right? Okay. All right. I think let's just give it some more. Let's just increase the paragraph. Just gonna delete that. And then again, this time I'm gonna say Lorem. Then this time I'll say 50 words. Then again, I'm just gonna put them on separate lines so that we can see what's going on. Let's change it there. Yeah, it should be fine. Okay. All right. So that's our text. Now we're just gonna add the button. So for the button, it's gonna be simple. Gonna be an anchor tag, and then we're gonna add some classes there. We're gonna say btn dot btn. Let's just say lg, and then btn warning, and then here we're just gonna say learn more. So like I said, guys, initially when I designed this particular website, I didn't realize that the yellow color that I'm using was similar to the default warning color that comes with Bootstrap. So that's why I'm using that instead of whatever I set up here. But the color code, if you want to use this one that you see here, the color code is which is hashtag FF C and then A. I mean, sorry, and then A. But the Bootstrap, the one that comes with Bootstrap, is similar to what I did. So I'm just gonna use that. So it's BTN LG, BTN warning. So now let's see how it looks. Okay, there we have it. So I just want to give it some space. So down here, I'll say margin bottom, let's say 3. That didn't have any effect on it. Let's see, margin top on the button, let's say 3. Save it and then refresh. Okay, that's a bit better. All right, so that's the about section. So now we're gonna work on this particular section here. So this one was a little bit tricky. When I designed this, I didn't anticipate how I was going to actually set this up, but let's just work on it. So for here, we're going to say, I'm just going to call this section, let's just say preview. I didn't know what to call it, so let's just call it that. Save. So the ID is going to be preview. Okay, so now what I need to add in here is container fluid. So I'm going to say container fluid. So the container, as you can see, like I did here, what it does is that in the it centers the content with somewhere between the middle, and then there's some like margin between the end of where the page, or where the page ends and where the page starts. So there's a bit of a margin. So container fluid spans the whole width. Okay, so I had to do that in order to set up the content here, text, and then the image. So what I'm gonna do is add that container fluid element right there. So I think that's how you spell it. And then I'm gonna add a row within here. Okay. Okay. So now the first column, the first div I'm going to create is the preview content. Let me say that. Okay, so I'm going to give it that ID, preview content, right? And then the class that I'm going to give this is, I want this to span about 5 columns. Okay, and then within here, this is where I'm going to add now these elements here. So it's just the heading, the main heading, and then the simple text, and then the button. So do that. I'm gonna say okay, so there's gonna be an h4 tag, and then I'm gonna give it a display of 6, right? And then I'm just gonna say some heading here for the time being. Okay, so now I'm gonna copy this text here, right? And then this one is gonna be an h1 with the display of 5, and then I'm also going to add the main font class that we created to pick up our what you call it, our main font. All right, then down here, p tag with the lead class, which is going to have some sample text, which is going to be about 25 words. Again, I'm just going to put them on separate lines so that we can see what's going on. All right, then the next thing is the button. Okay, so here we're just going to say, we're just going to put an anchor tag again with the class of btn or btn lg, and then dot btn warning. Then what are we going to say here? We're going to say join the community. So this is just going to send them to the sign up page. We will work on that later on, don't stress about that. So I'm going to save that. All right, so this is where the content is gonna, this is the preview content, which is this section over here. So let's just see how it looks. Okay, there's it over there. So now let's just add some padding around that particular div. So here, we can add our own what you call it, padding using our CSS file, but I'm just gonna use the Bootstrap ones that are available. So padding bottom, I mean top and bottom, I want it to be about let's just say 4, and then left and right, which is px, which is going to be about 5. Let's see now how it looks. Okay, is it? I think it's okay for now. Um, let's just first add the image here on the right, and then see how it all how is it all set up. Okay, so here within the same row, you're gonna create another div, which we're gonna say image container. So the ID is gonna be image container. Okay, so let's come back here to our CSS class, I mean CSS file. So down here, I'm gonna paste that in there. Then I'm gonna image container. Okay, so I'm just going to copy what we have here and paste it here. So now we have to change the image. So the image name, if you did download this project from GitHub, the name of the image that I use is this one here that says recipe preview. So that's the one we're going to get. I'm going to say recipe preview. So I named them exactly like this within that folder, so you should be able to find it there. Okay, and then let's see, cover, center, repeat. Let's see if it displays. It's not displaying. Okay, make sure I got that right. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. I have to give it a class and say column. This is gonna span about 7 columns. So remember, this one is taking about 5 columns, and so this one has to take about the rest of the columns, which is going to be called, which is going to be about 7 columns. So let me save that before I even. Okay, so that's our image there. All right, so let me see. So okay, so it's not exactly the same. As you can see, the text is sitting somewhere in the middle, and there's about a huge space at the top and at the bottom as well. So, but I think that should be fine, but I don't know. Let me just see if I can give it some more padding. So the top is going to be about 5 as well. In fact, since they are all the same, we can change that to just P and then -5. Won't make much of a difference, but we should squeeze that in. Okay, so I don't know. I think that should be fine in terms of what we need here. Now, just one thing to bear in mind, the height of this image is dependent on the content here. So if this was a little less than what we have here, obviously it'll affect how tall or the visibility of this image over here. So just be careful with how we set up, how you use Bootstrap and some of these other classes to fit all of the content here. But I think it should be fine. Let me just see. I didn't do much in this section here, so but yeah. In any case, I think let's work on this section at the bottom here. Um, so I believe that's after the preview section. Okay, so here we're gonna say section. Let's just say features. Save that, and the ID is gonna be features. By the way, you don't have to name it exactly how I do it. You can call it whatever. So yeah. Then here I'm gonna add a container. Okay. And then the class is gonna be container, right? And then within that container, we gotta add a row. So that's gonna be row. Okay. So the reason I'm adding a row is that I want these cards to be spread out in about like 3 columns. And the other thing is that I'm going to make it responsive so that when it's in mobile view, these columns span 100% of the viewport. So that's why I'm adding a row over here. So now that we did that, we just have to say row, and then in here we're going to add, we're just going to say column, right? And then the div is going to have column of, let me see, it's 3 columns, so it has to be 4. Sorry, column while it's still above 600 pixels. I want it to span about 4 columns. Otherwise, by default, it's gonna span the full column, the full column when it's in mobile view. All right. So now in here, we're now gonna add a card, right? And then another. Okay. So now we're gonna give it an h5 tag, which is gonna be display 5, and then it's gonna take the main font, right? Let's just say some header for now, right? And then this is gonna be card text. So I'll say lorem and then 15. Okay. Now, just to give you some clarity, one of the reasons I do my commenting like this is because I have a tendency of losing where my where some of the elements start and end. So when I say column, and then I can tell that okay, this is where that particular column ends, and so that way it makes it easy for me to just track um, where my elements are starting and ending. So there's nothing specific. It's just my preference to do it this way. Even here, I actually forgot to comment this one out. I don't always do it with all the elements, but I do know that when the elements are becoming more complicated, you have to do this kind of commenting so that I don't lose track with what element starts where and where it ends. So this is the card title, and then it ends here. Okay, and here is the card text. Okay, so let's just see how it looks. I just have to add one more class there, which is text white. So let's save it. Okay, so let's see features. Okay, so let's just add that main color of ours, which is main bg, and then color, and save that. Wait, is that what I named it? Main. Oh, sorry, it's supposed to be a class, not an id. Main bg color. Okay, there it is there. So let's remove the background from the card. So let's say bg transparent, and then border is going to be 0. Okay, save that. All right, so now let's just add some padding to the features div, which is this one here. So we're just going to say top and bottom is going to be p, y, and then let's just give it about 4. Okay, so in this instance I only need the padding at the top and bottom because like I said, the container div by default gives you space between where the window starts up until that section over there. So we don't need to add any padding from the left and right. So I just want to increase it a bit. 5. Okay, I think that should be fine. So now I'm just gonna add 3 more elements here. So I have to copy from where it says card over there to where it says end of card. Copy that. Or actually, sorry, I'm lying. It's from column up until where it says end of column. So I'm gonna copy that from copy that, and then right within the row, just where it says end of row, I'm gonna copy that 2 more times, right? Okay, I'm gonna save it. If I refresh, there you have it. You have 3 cards within that feature. Maybe let me just add, let me see, right above the column. I'll give it an H1, and then okay, I just want to test out something. I'm gonna remove this display 5. So I'm gonna select multiple items, remove it. I just want to see how it looks without it. Yeah, okay. So now I just have to change this features heading to give it a text of white. Okay, let's see. So I'll refresh. Um, okay, I don't know. How does that look? I think that looks fine. Though it's not in the original design, but I don't know. I think I can keep that. Okay, but in any case, what I did there was, remember I added this H1 tag here at the top, gave it the main font class along with text white, and also I made it an H1 tag, so that's what's showing here. And then beneath that, I added this HR tag, which is a horizontal line, and then I gave it these classes here so that the border has a white or light color. So as you can see there, I hope you can see it. It's displaying there. So I just wanted to use that as a separator between the heading here and these cards down here. So I don't know. I think that looks fine. So I'm just gonna leave it for now. And let's see, what else do we need? We don't need anything else. So yeah, guys, I think we should end the video here before it gets too long. It's already about 30 minutes long. So I think maybe it's better to just start with this section within the next video, um, and not let this video drag on too long. So yeah, I don't know. I think this is fine as it is. Luckily, it didn't take too long. Obviously, we could have done better with how this is set up here, but this is how I did it actually in the original video as well. So I think this should be fine for now. All right, guys. So I'm gonna end the video here. This should be it for now. In the next video, we should be working on this particular section here, which is where we're going to be displaying the blog posts. So yeah, I think that should be it for now. So again, guys, if you liked what you've seen so far, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys within the next video. Cheers for now.